Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to commemorate the life of a World War II vet and an adamant altruist. Floyd W. Schmid was born July 28, 1926, in Farwell, Michigan, and lived to the age of 97. He passed on November 30th, 2023. During those 97 years, he had achieved so much more than anyone else I know. He had four brothers: Carl, Eugene, Louis, and Matt. He also had five sisters: Margaret, Frida, Grace, Lenore, and Ed. For most of his childhood, he helped on his father's farm after school. He continued working on that farm until he was drafted into the Army. Before he could graduate school, he was shipped out to basic. He then went on to France until August 1945, when they finally shipped him home. He was finally discharged in 1946. He had been in the military for 2 years, 2 months, and 26 days. He had even seen a total of 40 combat days, but when he came home, he still couldn't buy a beer. He eventually did graduate in 2017 at age 91. After he came home, he did some odd jobs while working on his father's farm. Eventually, he had started working on the railroad. He had kept that job until 1970. At that point, he had worked about 20 years there. During that time, he had married Betty, a girl he had met in England during his time in the Army. And once she got her citizenship, they bounced around Michigan and finally settled in his hometown, Farwell. There, they had three children: Beverly, Dale, and Rob. Over the years, they helped in their community in any way they could. Floyd joined the sheriff's posse in Clare, and Betty even worked at Mid Michigan College. Floyd was a great man from start to finish. He had always wanted to do the best for the people around him, even in his old age. He would be invited to go to Farwell High School and tell kids about his time in the Army during World War II. That was one of his favorite things to do: tell stories. He loved telling stories so much he even wrote a book about his life. That book is where I got all of this information. Floyd was a storyteller, a great man, and an amazing uncle. Thank you all for listening.